Hey fragrance people, today we are going to do a review of John Varvatos Dark Rebel. So here's the box. That's what it looks like. This is a 2.5 ounce bottle. They come in 2.5 or 4.2, almost all Varvatoses do. Box is alright. It's got some like texture to it with the it's pretty cool. Open it up. It's got the fleur-de-lis on the top. Open her up. There's the bottle. It's a pretty cool little bottle. It's got it's glass. It's black glass. Can't see through it. Can't see through it at all, really. And it's got this kind of rope, rubbery black plastic rope around the outside. It's kind of like a weed whip line. It's like you spun your weed whip line around this thing, and in black. But that sits on there. It looks pretty cool. I mean, it looks kind of like a drunken pirate rum bottle, which actually fixed the scent. So like all the Varvatoses come in this rum bottle type thing going on, but this one is actually a rum scent, so it fits best with this. Got the fleur-de-lis again on the top. Pretty cool. It says John Varvatos Dark Rebel on the cap. So the cap is just a friction cap, but it's a pretty good friction cap. I mean, this one it holds. I don't really have a problem picking it up from this. It might get loose if you used it for a long time. I don't know. I haven't noticed any issues, but you never know. So you take that off and give it a spray. They have good atomizers too. I find that they do a good job with their atomizers. So a lot of people if you read a lot of things about this fragrance of people talking about dirty, unwashed homeless people and boozy town drunks and all kinds of stuff like that. This is not that. It doesn't smell like that at all. It's a polite. I mean, it smells boozy. It's definitely boozy. You get a lot of rum in there. It's got a lot of rum. It starts out with some pretty heavy rum, and an amber and a tobacco. So, but it doesn't smell. It's not tobacco like you just got done smoking a bunch of cigarettes or a pipe, like the pipe tobacco. It doesn't smell like that. It's not a Tom Ford tobacco vanilla or anything like that. It's none of that. It's like in the one there's a tobacco fragrance. It's sort of in like that. It's more like a Burberry London tobacco, where and this is going to be in a lot of the same situations as that. A lot of people say it's a fall fragrance. I'd go along with that. I think it's quite a fall fragrance. The rum and there's like a fake castoreum in the background, which gives it it's like a leather. They basically just use like a leather ambery accord to kind of approximate that. There's nothing pissy about it or anything that you get with a lot of castoreum. It doesn't have any kind of real animalic qualities besides the leather. So it's really more of a leather tobacco, rum scent. And it's been popular. I think Demi Rawlings boosted it up, a couple years ago, and people have said they like the smell. It's been quite popular, just like any Varvatos fragrances, they do a great job. A lot of their fragrances smell really good. They do a great job with their blending, and they generally don't make them too harsh. but their longevity is very poor. They usually don't last very long. I don't get more than a few hours out of this one. It does smell great when you put it on though. So it it's got a there's another version of the Dark Rebel Rider, and that instead of having this this weed whip line wrapped around it, it's got a biker jacket type thing with a zip on the side and all that. And really, it you can smell the similarities they have. One is related to the other for sure, but what the Rebel Rider is more of a leather scent. The more traditional masculine 80s powerhouse guys really are going to be drawn more to the Rebel Rider. It's more blatantly masculine, though they're both super masculine. They're both squarely in that side of the fragrance spectrum. There's not a lot of ambiguity in these ones. But the Dark Rebel, this one is a little sweeter. It's much more boozy. The other one is not so boozy. You dial the booziness down 3 notches and then amp up the leather 4 notches, and you have Dark Rebel Rider. Dark Rebel Rider, because of that, does last a little longer, but that it unbalances the fragrance and leans it towards a more harsh leather. So when they amplify the leather scent in there, the synthetics in the leather really come out as harsh. They blended it well here, but then they tried to go one step too far, and it is maybe the only Varvatos fragrance that I've ever smelled that I thought smelled harsh and poorly blended. That Dark Rebel Rider. It's scratchy. I didn't really like it, but it does last a little longer because those harsh chemicals a lot of times will, they can last quite a bit of time. But this one, Varvatos fragrances in general this is one of the better ones. Vintage is another great one. A lot of people like Aqua Pure or whatever the white one is. That one is pretty good too. But yeah, John Varvatos, Dark Rebel.